Welcome back to the channel. Let's jump right in. In Alabama, a grand jury has recommended dissolving the Hanceville Police Department, citing a rampant culture of corruption. 5 officers, including Police Chief Jason Marlin, have been indicted on various charges, including evidence tampering and drug-related crimes. Cullman County District Attorney Champ Crocker described the situation as a sad day for law enforcement, but a victory for the rule of law. Investigators found severe security breaches, including a hole in the evidence room wall and a broomstick used to force the door open. The department's misconduct has been linked to the 2024 death of a dispatcher who was found dead at work from a suspected drug overdose. The dispatcher had access to the compromised evidence room before his death. 3 officers face drug-related charges, with one accused of distributing hydrocodone and steroids, though the charges do not involve drugs stored in the evidence room. Hanceville Mayor Jimmy Sawyer stated that city officials will act swiftly to address the department's issues, acknowledging that the actions of a few have tarnished the city's reputation. The city council will review the findings before making a decision on the department's future. In immigration news, the Trump administration has reversed its decision to halt legal aid funding for unaccompanied migrant children. A memo from the Department of Interior confirms that the previously issued stop work order has been canceled. This decision allows organizations like the Acacia Center for Justice, which provides legal representation and education to tens of thousands of children, to resume their work. The reversal follows widespread criticism from advocacy groups, who warned that suspending these services would leave migrant children vulnerable in immigration proceedings. Meanwhile, Iran has executed at least 975 people in 2024, marking a 17% increase from the previous year. According to a report by Iran Human Rights and France's Together Against the Death Penalty, Iran ranks second only to China in executions, though Beijing's exact numbers remain undisclosed. Crimes punishable by death in Iran include murder, rape, drug offenses, and broad charges like corruption on earth and rebellion, which human rights groups say are used to target political opponents. The report highlights that 5 executions per day took place in the last 3 months of 2024, with 4 public hangings and 31 women executed, the highest in nearly 20 years. At least 2 executions have been linked to protests sparked by Mahsa Amini's death in 2022, with activists alleging coerced confessions. Human rights organizations warn that the real number of executions may be even higher, with 123 executions already documented in early 2025. In health news, hospitalizations and deaths from foodborne illnesses doubled in 2024. According to the Public Interest Research Group, the FDA recorded 201 food and beverage recalls last year, an 8% increase from 2023, while the USDA reported 55 recalls. Though the total number of recalls decreased, food safety concerns remain significant. Undeclared allergens were the leading cause of recalls, followed by listeria contamination, which contributed to 1,400 illnesses. Contaminated cucumbers, deli meats, and onions were among the primary sources, with listeria, salmonella, and E. coli being the most common culprits. A multi-state listeria outbreak linked to Boar's Head deli meats resulted in 61 illnesses, 60 hospitalizations, and 10 deaths. Consumer watchdogs advise the public to stay informed about recalls and follow proper food handling practices. In Germany, the Christian Democratic Union and its ally, the Christian Social Union, have secured the largest share of votes in the federal election, positioning Friedrich Merz to replace Olaf Scholz as chancellor. The election was moved up by 7 months after Scholz's coalition collapsed due to internal conflicts. Campaigns focused on economic stagnation and migration policy, with Merz advocating for a tougher stance. Exit polls show the CDU-CSU received 28.5% of the vote, while the AfD secured 20%, doubling its 2021 result. Scholz's Social Democrats finished third with 16.5%, while the Greens, part of the outgoing coalition, garnered between 12 and 13%. The election results come amid uncertainty over Germany's role in NATO and its support for Ukraine. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, President Felix Tshisekedi has publicly offered the United States a stake in the country's vast mineral resources in exchange for assistance in stopping a rebel offensive that could topple his government. The ongoing civil war, driven by the M23 rebel group, has been fueled by ethnic tensions and a struggle over the region's rare earth minerals, including cobalt, gold, and tin. The DRC holds over half of the world's cobalt reserves, a critical component for tech and electric vehicle industries. Rwanda has been accused of supporting M23 by providing weapons and military aid while profiting from the illegal export of minerals, allegations that Rwanda denies. Tshisekedi confirmed that the Trump administration has expressed interest in a potential deal, though details of U.S. involvement remain unclear. If an agreement moves forward, it could challenge China's longstanding dominance in the DRC's mining sector. In the United States, multiple federal agencies have pushed back against an email sent through the Office of Personnel Management at the direction of Elon Musk. The message, sent to 2.3 million federal employees, demanded that they list 5 accomplishments from the past week or risk being considered as having resigned. Employees were instructed to respond by Monday night and to CC their managers. Musk, who has implemented similar policies at Tesla and X, defended the request as necessary for identifying non-active workers. However, the Pentagon, FBI, State Department, and intelligence community have instructed employees not to comply, citing security risks. FBI Director Kash Patel and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard emphasized that agency performance reviews are handled internally and should not be dictated by external directives. Musk has criticized the backlash, calling it extremely troubling. In a related development, the FBI has begun plans to relocate up to 1,500 personnel from its Washington headquarters to field offices across the country. Director Kash Patel has long advocated for decentralizing the agency, arguing that the Washington office harbors entrenched political biases. The relocation plan includes transferring 500 positions to Hanceville, Alabama, with the remaining 1,000 agents and staff expected to move to high-crime cities identified by the Trump administration, such as Chicago, Baltimore, Detroit, and St. Louis. Critics argue that the move is politically motivated and could undermine national security operations coordinated from Washington. While no official timeline has been released, the transition is expected to begin soon as part of Patel's broader strategy to reshape the FBI's structure. That's all for tonight's news update. Thank you for joining us. We'll continue to monitor these stories and bring you the latest developments. Stay safe, stay informed, and have a good night. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.